A father calls me and asks me to officiate at a bar mitzvah for his son. I am happy to help people with all of their Jewish ceremonies, but here the issue was that his wife was not born Jewish. She converted to Judaism in a non-Orthodox synagogue. The Torah allows people to convert to Judaism, and then they become 100% Jewish. However, Judaism has many denominations, and each has its own approach to this issue. In most of cases, denominations do not recognize conversions made by denominations with lower standards. For example, the conservative movement does not recognize Reform conversions. Reform synagogues, in most of cases, will not accept a conversion done in a Reconstructionist synagogue. And Karaites, until recently, did not recognize any conversions at all by any denomination. The Orthodox movement is following the protocol of the chief rabbinate of Israel. If a rabbi adheres to their requirements and is accredited by them, then Orthodox synagogues all over the world will recognize this conversion without any questions. Obviously, other movements also accept conversions done according to these requirements. That is, if someone converted according to the standards of the chief rabbinate of Israel, they will be recognized as Jews without any questions in every synagogue of every denomination anywhere in the world. But if a woman, let's say, converted in a Reform synagogue, then conservative and Karaite synagogues will not consider her to be Jewish, and understandably, Orthodox too. Now, since Jewishness is transmitted through a mother, this lady's children will also not be considered Jewish in all these denominations. Why there is such a mess with conversions in the Jewish world is a separate topic and a very painful one. But we will not solve this problem right now, and for the purposes of our conversation, let's just accept it as a sad fact. In this case, when I was asked to officiate at a bar mitzvah of a boy whose mother did not convert with an Orthodox protocol, I, as an Orthodox rabbi, cannot perform this ceremony because bar mitzvah is a uniquely Jewish ceremony, and I am not allowed to consider this boy to be Jewish. I apologized and I explained that I could not do it, just like, for example, doctors and lawyers have restrictions placed on them by their licensing. But I also think it's pretty understood that if you want a bar mitzvah to be done by an Orthodox rabbi, then the child must be Jewish according to the Orthodox standards. But if there's a family where the father is Jewish and the mother had a non-Orthodox conversion, I always offer the mother the opportunity to convert according to the highest standards, so they will be recognized as Jews by everyone in the Jewish world. And that's what I did here. I said that I would be happy to help them with all of their Jewish needs if they will have an Orthodox conversion. And I'm ready to help them with this too. Now, this is a very uncomfortable topic. And I tried to convey to this father my understanding of their circumstances. But later, a member of this family shared with me that they are upset at me. I understand their frustration. A woman considers herself Jewish, and now suddenly she's told that the chief rabbinate is not considering her to be Jewish. It's horrible. But probably their frustration is aimed in the wrong direction. Why what I told them was a shock to them? Why were they not warned about this by those who did this conversion? According to all ethical and often legal requirements, professionals are obligated to make disclosures about the extent of their licensing. A friend of mine who does cybersecurity is required to tell his clients that he is licensed by the state of Maryland, but he does not have federal accreditations and clearances, and if his clients do work with the federal government, his licensing is not sufficient for that. Lawyers write on their documents which states they are accredited in and which states they are not accredited in. Insurance agents must disclose where their licenses are accepted and where they're not. Why don't these rabbis adhere to these basic ethical standards that the entire professional world is following? Why do they hide from their clients that their conversions will not be recognized by the chief rabbinate of Israel? Why don't they warn that according to their licensing, their conversion will not be valid in some communities? If these rabbis do not warn people about the limits of their powers, then I end up to be the bad guy for disclosing the truth to these people. This behavior causes unnecessary pain to people and shows hostility towards rabbis like myself who have to break the news to them. I encourage every rabbi to disclose the limits of their authority, like everyone else does in the entire professional world. I encourage them to stop this completely unethical behavior that shows enmity in the Jewish world. Because of them, so many people live thinking that they are 100% Jewish according to the whole world, and then they are understandably angry when they learn that this is not the case. People have the right to know everything about the ceremonies that are performed for them. Rabbis should not be hiding the truth.